What's up, guys? This is Chris from Film Cult, and today we're doing something a little bit different from where I usually go on my channel. Um, there's many times in TVs and movies where you have a certain character, actor, actress wearing something, and it's a cool shirt or something like that, and you kind of want to know where you can find it to purchase it for yourself. And this is a very specific video for a very specific type of audience. I was watching Donnie Darko recently, and in one scene that he's wearing a shirt from the brand what looks like to be called Hobie, and a pretty cool shirt, long sleeve pocket tee with a kind of graphic on the back of a surfer on a surfboard and the word Hobie written on the sleeve. Just piqued my curiosity, so I decided to go on to Reddit and search to see if anybody else had any further information on it. It led me to this here thread on our streetwear, and entitled "This Shirt Donnie Darko is Wearing." And through a little research, you can figure out that Donnie Darko was made in 2001, but the story itself takes place in the late 80s. And as you can see right here, Hobie is a small surf shop chain that is local to the area which they made the movie, so it would probably be very hard to find one of these shirts in the current 2020. So I decided I'm going to, as faithfully as I can, recreate the graphic as seen in these screen caps here, like I was describing before. The back graphic on the back of the shirt of a surfer, and as you can see there, the word Hobie written on the sleeve, as well as the back. So first of all was identifying the font. This is very similar one I could find, Pirouette 1. As you can see, I wrote Hobie here to kind of just see where it would be defaultly with this type of typeface. Here, I'll blow it up for you. It has a lot of the similar styles. We could definitely work with the different letter shapes and edit them, kind of bring up that H and that E. Is something I can tell off the bat is going to have to be, repurposed. But other than that, it's pretty solid font. Just a little tidbit, I am recording this audio of me making it after I'm making it, not during the process, because I was just watching the movie. So this is the surfboard image. I just typed in surfers 80s aesthetic. Find a kind of similar image of him doing a similar pose with his hand outstretched there that breaks the frame. Not exactly the same photo, obviously. Like I said, we're going to try to do as faithful an adaptation as possible. But so I'm just going to make this larger and we'll begin working on it. So yeah, we're going to have to cut out his hand portion here and the end of his surfboard here that kind of breaks the frame. It has like this dark green border around it, and then these very illustrative, like pastel colored marks, I guess, to kind of give it that 80s feel. This would be like the movie takes place in 1988. Jake Gyllenhaal's character is around 17 or 18. If we're going like extremely technical here, you probably bought this shirt in probably the mid 80s. So yeah, that's the type of accuracy that we're going for. So we will continue cropping this image on both sides, blocking out his hand, of course. So I'm just going to quickly kind of brief the process of me making it. I know for a fact how it comes out already because I'm finished and currently editing the video. It does look pretty good, but yeah, I'm just going to cut around the sides here, try to make it as clean as possible before I add that dark green border around the edge. And we're working primarily in Photoshop here, but I'm going to move it on over to Illustrator in about a minute after I get the initial sizing correctly and have it to a point that I like. So, like I said, just blocking out different things. As far as this as a series go, I would like to maybe do a few more of these. So if you guys have suggestions of a certain clothing item that you saw in a movie or TV show that you couldn't find online just after a quick Google search to like Redbubble or some sort of fan site like that, even creating that shirt, I would like to give it a go and try to create them. So just exiting a few things here. Gonna open it up, and we're gonna work with that typeface that I found earlier, and also work on that pastel-y type colors and the wave marks. So yeah, let's bring it on into Illustrator. We're gonna image trace this to give it that type of illustration style instead of a photo style. We can play around with the different expansions of this image trace to kind of give it the correct result. Obviously we want something with color here. We're all working with these brightish colors here, very blue sky, and these, like I said, pastel greens and blues and yellows that kind of fill up the wave portion. So I'm gonna speed through, kind of breeze through the more slower parts of this process, like the image masking and things of that nature, to kind of just speed up the whole entire video. There's no point in just waiting here on this kind of technical stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna cut out the wave here. Keep bringing up the image stills to just kind of get the most accurate comparison as possible. I can see it on my screen, but just to keep you, the viewer, in mind of what it's trying to look like, it's the final product is this back print here that we're working on. So just continue here, install that font that we're going to be working with. I wanted to pick the most accurate things as possible here. I was looking for examples of different type of brush strokes to use, if any of them were similar to this weird kind of spackle paintbrush type things, but I just decided to use Illustrator's brush tool and their different presets of brushes to create that crashing wave effect along with the pastel colors. So yeah, we're just gonna draw some lines here and kind of fill in this green border to where it needs to go. So I'm just gonna draw around our surfer dude, and hopefully with the correct brush, yeah, this one's a little bit better, we can get the same sort of effect that Jake Gyllenhaal has on the back of his Hobie surf shirt. So yeah, now we're going to transition to those bright pastel colors that we see on the back here. So we got pinks, we got greens, we got yellows, and very light blue as well. So depending on the brush size, this should come out pretty similarly. And we're just going to speckle it up basically and use several different colors for variation. And again, try to make it look as closely to the screen cap that we have here as possible. So I'm just gonna finish things up like so, duplicate our layer a bunch of times, kind of fill in that space, kind of getting smaller towards the top, larger to the bottom. And then finally, I'm going to mess around with this typeface, bring up the H crossbar and the E crossbar. I guess it's not a crossbar, but whatever the correct term is for that. And sort of just stretch our typeface here to look a little bit similar. I could stretch the bowls and the B as well, but I didn't. Like I said, I think it already looks pretty accurate to the actual t-shirt, as far as we can possibly get it to be, as far as the type. They might have used their own different typeface or just something else that probably won't be able to find specifically. But that is pretty much where we have it at the end of this. I just did some quick little edits, and to get it to where it is right here, just put the stills up in the corner there so you can kind of relate it to one another. Yeah, it came out pretty good. So like I said, if you have any TV shows or movies that you have different things, different articles of clothing that you want to see if you can find or if I can recreate, this is just kind of a little side project that I've been doing. For more of my different artwork and style and stuff that I do, feel free to follow me on my Instagram page, Chris Mitchell Artwork. I post pretty frequently as far as what work I get done and just all of my different freelance stuff. So thank you so much for watching. This has been Chris from Film Cult, and comment, like, subscribe. Peace.